to the Football Uncensored Podcast, coming live from the Gloucester Road Casino, Harrington Gardens, just off Gloucester Road, the home of the Football Uncensored Podcast. It's a funny old day today. It's not a Saturday, John. John Sitton today, Alan Hudson today, and myself, Don Shanks. We've got a lot to talk about. I think we'll go first of all to the man on Sky the other day.
What one?
Mauricio.
Oh, Mauricio, yeah. Waiting in the wings, isn't he?
Well, it did sort of seem, anytime you see one of them there, Al, you haven't seen him for a year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's there just for the money, is he?
No, it's obvious. That's what they do in this game. That they could start getting their face back on the television as soon as a job that they want. I don't think there's been a job available that he's fancied, but he's perfect material for Manchester United. He's the best since he'll be the best since Ferguson. Van Gaal, Moyes, Mourinho, they all messed the job up. This fella's messing it up. This fella, if he takes over, he'll be Ferguson will be delighted with this one.
He's been out a while, John.
Yeah.
What, just over maybe 18 months or so?
Yeah.
When he came from Southampton to Spurs, it sort of all kicked off sort of really well. The team got a good run going, then all of a sudden it all drifted apart.
I feel a little bit sorry for Ollie in a way. I know, I've even joined in when you've had a pop at him. I'm going to say this, right? I think Pochettino, it remains to be seen whether he's a myth. He won nothing at Southampton. He had 5 fantastic years at Spurs. He was allowed a few quid. He inherited a fantastic squad, a fantastic first 11, right? Never won anything with it. I know he got the European Cup final, but he might as well have not turned up because after the first 40 seconds with a penalty, right? Then it was one-way traffic. Liverpool was always going to win it. So if he goes to Man United and he falls flat on his face there and all, then there's got to be a stewards, and I think he'll go down as another myth. I feel that very quickly with Ollie, you've got people on the radio saying, I'm not going to quote who said it, but
right,
I just put on social media a little reply. They said they're already implying that he's lost the dressing room and that no one respects Ollie. Let me tell you this: if you can't respect someone who's won every trophy in the game and scored the winner in the European Cup final, what chance have the rest of us got?
No,
that's all the point I want to make.
He has had 100 games, just over 100 games now. So I feel like he's took over from Jose Mourinho, who's having a nightmare. The players definitely weren't playing for him. They've come in, they've had a resurge. I mean, they were tremendous, and I didn't expect it. But obviously, on the back of Mourinho and what was maybe going on, it might have been refreshing to have Ollie there. So this sort of season, although we've had the pandemic and everything's up in the air and there's so many games, it is a result-based business. I mean, think of their home games.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he's the luckiest man in the world. There's no fans in there. He wouldn't have been able to leave the stadium.
No, 6-1
against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Worse than that,
Palace.
3-1 at home to Palace.
Yeah.
And 3-1 at home to Palace, believe me, could have been 5 or 6. Yeah. And then the 0-0 with Chelsea, where it was really a weak sort of performance from United in as much as trying to score out. And now, obviously, Arsenal outplay him the weekend. What did you think of Arsenal's performance at United?
Well, it didn't look like they needed much beating, really, Manchester United. I mean, Frank went there for a 0-0, got it. Arsenal went there, Arsenal very rarely go away from home and teams don't score against them or have opportunities against them. They look lifeless. And I think it's obviously he's coming to the end. I think they, as you said earlier on, he had a purple patch when he took over. I think the bubbles burst.
Yeah.
6-1 at home. 6-1, you don't get beat 6-1 at home.
But that could have been 10. I watched that whole game and I was watching this and I thought this is going to be the biggest nightmare. We've all played in a game. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you have, but I have, where we've got beat 5 or 6 and it's been a long half an hour to go. Oof. And I did feel that, basically, if Tottenham would have said, right, let's go and give this the real full treatment, they could have got 10.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting 10 goals at Man United?
I'll be honest, I thought we got out-coached by Arteta on Saturday, or him and his staff got out-coached by, I think they called them on. They were nice and patient, the Arsenal, solid, resilient, disciplined, knowing that they had the pace to slip in behind.
But I think United, they've got this issue now. They've got the 2 big boys, Pogba, who's where is he when the going gets tough here? And the other fella, Fernandes, lasted 75 minutes and walks off like he was sulking, well, what are you taking me off for? But the truth is, they could have took anyone off.
And plus the fact that we had a situation here at the weekend where you're talking about Rashford scoring 4 goals in Europe.
Yeah.
So he won't never do it in the Premier League. And where was he on Saturday? You know.
Yeah, no.
Arsenal, this fellow at Arsenal, I'll tell you, I don't know. The jury's, I wouldn't say out, but we don't know what he's going to do. What he's got in his favour, he's taken over a team that was struggling. Arsenal was struggling.
Yeah.
And now he just turned them around and they go to Old Trafford. Now they look like...
I mean, the midfield player part, he did look good, Al. I liked him. I mean, he's not your sort of style in as much as you go more for the juggler when you were playing, but he's for a defence, to have him in front of you.
But that's what they've been lacking,
yeah.
Haven't they? They've been lacking.
You know, he is a big guy, I think. You know what I mean?
I think the thing with like United, when you said about he walked up with a bit of an ump, I think it's because he's a winner, Don. I think he had the ump. Fernandes. I think because the fact that they got beat.
I mean, apparently he riles them all in the dressing room and has a right go at them. You know, he's had a go at Maguire. What sort of defender are you? And this, that, and the other. It's just how you want to take it.
No reports of Pogba crying at the moment then, when he does rip into. What's that about? I'm out of breath. I was out of breath.
I have no idea.
I was out of breath.
Might be out of
when
breath
he
about
the
3 in the morning or something.
About?
Yeah.
Well, I think Pogba is just coming. He's a kind of deja vu of Valentino, whatever.
Balotelli. Yeah.
You know, he's like him. They come over here, they prance around for a couple of years, get their money, and then off they go again.
Well, it does seem as though like the sell-by date is arriving.
Yeah.
You know,
I have no doubt. He can't be playing him, and Fernandes is not happy with something going on. We don't know what it is. You got Fred McTominay. You know, you're looking and you're saying to yourself, Matix, this, that, and the other. He hasn't really got his best team. I mean, sometimes, as we know, we've spoke about it in the past, sometimes your best player doesn't get into the actual make the best team. Like, for instance, I remember Bowlesy when he was at Forest. I mean, Stan was fantastic. We all know that. But Brian Clough preferred John McGovern in midfield because it gave the team a bit more balance.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to start doing something like this, Ollie. He's got to say, right, I can't play you. It's not working with him. I don't care if you're 70, 80 million. It's not working.
It's almost as if he's got a bag and he puts his hand in the bag and pulls the players out for his team. And, John just said there about it, they got a bollocking or whatever. I mean, if he give me a bollocking, I think I would laugh. But if Ferguson give me a bollocking, I don't think I would laugh.
You'd be curling up.
A bollocking. I don't think Ole has got that in his makeup. So I think the lads would look at him and say, oi.
Yeah. I think you might be right.
But Sir Alex, when he went,
you just be ducking your head, waiting for the
I'll be honest. Listen, people go on about they've implied about like rule by fear, and I've always had this thing whereby just like a theory, like Man United, Liverpool, the way you rule by fear, you don't have to say too much because the only way from Liverpool, Man United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal is down.
Yeah,
with the
Alex didn't rule by fear.
No, I'm just saying, Noel.
He just made a point, and if he didn't do it, I mean, when Alex took over, because I remember somebody asking him about what is the golden rule in football. He says it doesn't matter how much you pay for a player, how big a star they are, how big a car they got, how many houses they got. You let them know who's the governor. You're the governor. Now, Ollie ain't got that stature.
Well, you don't have to.
Ferguson, he threw me out of Old Trafford once. He told me to get out, and I went, "Oh, it's your ground. That's all right." And he actually literally threw me out. In my pal.
Sir Alex.
Ferguson. I was with him a month before having a drink at West Ham. And I walked through and he said, "You go and get out." And, but you go like that. If it's Solskjaer.
But Brian Robson was your mate. He got you.
Yeah, I was supposed to see Brian Robson. But if it's Solskjaer, I'd have said to him, "Don't talk to me like that."
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that to
that's
Alex.
right.
And yet everyone you've mentioned wasn't a. I'm trying to defend Ollie a little bit because none of them were his bias. Fred like 50 million.
You can't keep defending. You can't defending him.
To a degree, no.
But
Listen, his opening line was, "It's a results business."
Yeah, but I mean, they started off the
same
as everybody, same as everybody else now.
Yeah.
All had the lockdown. They've come out. The season started. It's been a strange old season. Everyone's beating each other.
Yeah.
No one knows who's going to win it.
But getting on to Roy Keane.
Is that why we swapped seats?
Oh, well, absolutely. Getting on. I can't have that near you. Look, we love Roy Keane, don't we? I love him. I love listening to him on the TV. He says it as it is. I mean, he's obviously a United man through and through.
Yeah, it still works.
And you know, as you just mentioned there, they wouldn't be saying it to Roy Keane if he was the manager.
Well, he would tell Ollie.
You know, but I'm saying if Roy was the manager now at United, they wouldn't be half looking at him and whatever. They'd be taking notice. Where we're not sure when he's talking about they're not playing from the heart. When they're talking about they're going through the motions. When they're talking about the commitment, where is it? Like when he's sort of saying about Marcus Rashford shrugging his shoulders, like, whoa, you know, pull your sleeves up, get back in action. Let's have a go. It's Man United you're playing for.
Been like that for a few years, I've done.
Listen, it's got to stop, innit?
I'm not being funny. Since we said about since Sir Alex packed up, right? They've gone through how many? What they're on their fourth manager. You Van Gaal, Jose, Moyes, and now Ollie, right? And it's not the place that it used to be. People don't go there now, and you haven't got the fear factor of Old Trafford. You haven't got the fear factor of the starting 11 even. You know what I mean? And but where Roy's coming from. Someone tweeted the little passage to me, and I said, well, yeah, I said it 25 years ago because I'm a great believer in this. Back to our debate a couple of 3 episodes ago. You know what I mean? I didn't need a manager to get in my face. And I said what Roy said. I said it 25 years ago in the dressing room. It's got to come from within.
Yeah,
you understand
I
what
agree,
I mean? I'm about the technical side of the game and trying to help players become better players and better units within the side and a better.
But when you're looking at, let's say, the last couple of years in football now, if we're looking at the huddle they're all in, it's all about team commitment. It's all about the boys, sort of someone leading in there, someone talking in there, and they all going out giving it maximum.
I just don't think there's any men anymore.
Well, this is what's happening.
I'll be honest with you, and that's how I might rub them up the wrong way.
But this is, I think, what's happening.
There's no leaders anymore.
Alan, what do you think?
Man United haven't had a leader on the field for a long, long time, have they? You know, let's be fair. Since Ferguson, really. They haven't had an outstanding player. Like Liverpool, when he bought Van Dijk, he see him as his leader. All right, he gives Henderson the armband, but that's because he's his workhorse. But every team needs someone like a Van Dijk, you know, to organise at the back. A John Sitton in this, you know, in them days.
Well, you know what you're getting from
in front of you.
You know what you're getting from people.
You've got to boss it.
You don't know what
the game easy.
You don't know what you're getting from some of them United players.
No, that's
you
right.
looked at Arsenal, you knew what you were getting from every single one of them. There was a game plan, there was movement, there was like when they wanted to press, they pressed as a unit. It wasn't like just you go on your own. They all made a move.
You go back. We go back years. So I played a couple of games against your mob Don with Frank McClintock.
Yeah,
he wasn't the greatest in the air. He wasn't quick.
He wasn't 6'5" either.
He led by example. He lived, he breathed the game. He was great.
He never showed any issues, Frank. He was like a cripple in the morning at training.
Yeah. Double winning team for Arsenal. He was
boss everyone.
He was not great at anything.
Yeah.
He was never man of the match.
Yeah.
He just steady done his job, made sure that everybody else done their job. Yeah. He led by example.
And I think, as we spoke, we just said it earlier. Every team needs a leader, doesn't it? I mean, like absolutely. The Adams and Keown's at the Arsenal, Andrew Stone, McClintock at Webby.
Yeah.
You know.
Keown again.
Well, I know Martin's not your. Yeah, but you know they are the heart of defence. Keep a 0 at the back, and we've always got a chance.
Yeah, the geezer I played with, Don Steve Bruce. You go through that side, smite ball in goal, going ballistic. Even if someone let a cross come in, right. or if they encroached on his, you know, say like he bossing the 6-yard, second 6-yard.
Yeah, sure.
He'd come and catch it and punch it. If someone allowed a shot, he'd rip into them.
Yeah, and that's it. That's what they got to do.
You had Irwin quietly assured.
Yeah.
Neville, mouth and trousers from day one. Keane in midfield. Hughes up front. Ince in midfield. Skulls in midfield. Yeah. All bossing, you know, all organisers, all talkers, all men.
They had a lot of winners in
winners,
there,
all winners.
You know.
Yeah. You go look at the United thing now, you can't.
So where we're at right now, I know you're not really a betting man. Alan and myself have a few quid on. Pochettino is 4-7 to have. That means you a big odds-on favourite to take Ollie's job anytime soon.
You meant Pochettino, didn't you?
Oh, right, Pochettino. I'm thinking. Sorry, guys. You know I'm terrible with it.
It's a restaurant in a King's.
I was thinking, it is. I know where it is. I've been in there a few times. Pochettino.
Oh, Poch.
All right, I made a mistake. Sorry, I've done it up again.
No, it's
quality. That's quality.
Pochettino. Yeah.
I'm here to translate. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
But I think this fella. Will
enough is enough.
He'll be a top manager. As regards the myth thing, I'm not happy.
Mauricio.
Oh, well, we'll see.
Well, we will see.
Listen, let me ask you this question. Right, after Southampton, it's one of them clubs that ain't really going to win anything. 5 years at Spurs, gets to one cup final, albeit the European Cup final. Didn't get out the traps. They did not get out the traps.
All right, I will tell you one thing.
He goes to Man United and don't win anything. Where is he from now? Where does he go from? Apart from a stone rich boy.
He ain't got on the train yet.
No, he ain't, but he will do, though. You know that.
But when he went to Tottenham, Harry Kane was fourth choice. He weren't getting a game. He had no chance. He called him in the office.
I disagree with that. Tim Sherwood started Harry Kane in front of Adebayor.
No, he don't. You know Harry Kane's dad. You ask his dad.
All right, I will.
Well, it's in Podgy's book. He said, I told him, your third choice. He used to come in his office, why am I in the first team? He said, because you're not doing things right.
Yeah.
Watch things.
As you can see, folks,
you can see from
we've changed position here.
Yeah.
Sitz is now left back. Huddy's on the right of midfield. I've got the bell to protect me here. I've just got to keep them apart. I feel like a referee here.
How odd a decision was it? You can see from outer space that Harry Kane's going to be a world-class finisher.
Not really. Not when Pochettino went there.
All right. Okay. I'll take your point.
I don't
have to agree with it, but I'll take
it. He turned him into a super player. Yeah. He's the best we've got.
Yeah, no, they said
but it was Poch.
The feedback I got was in terms of like interaction with the players and like the humanist element. He was very
You're
very
a bit
good.
to that side for me, John.
I'm waiting for John to come back with the info from Mr. Kane.
Well, we've invited him on the show, but it's like it's only
he can tell us in person.
Yeah, we thought that like between us, we thought it'd be just to let everyone know out there. We've invited a few people on. Obviously, we've got this situation, but we're hoping he's going to come back to us just to give everyone an insight. What I've asked him is just to give everyone what it's like to be the father of.
Because he got bombed from Arsenal, didn't he?
He got let go from the Arsenal.
How did the Arsenal let him go? Yeah. So obviously, maybe early doors, he might not have shown as much as what he had in the locker. He's our best player.
All players have got a history of. Yeah. We went through the other day. Everyone gets kicked out of a club, and they find their niche. They find someone who's
So Al, let's just say you was manager of Man United, and you've seen Pogba do that sort of little late tackle, and he sort of said to you, "I was out of breath." How would you react to that?
Well, first thing, Don, if I was managing Manchester United, he wouldn't be in the club. He wouldn't be in the club. No way. He's not a Manchester United player. I mean, we've gone from Roy Keane to Pogba, and I'm sure if Roy Keane played next to Pogba, he'd get a piece of his mind. Either roll your sleeves up, or get off.
Fair comment.
You know.
Okay. So
I agree. Whoever bought him, for whatever reason they bought him, it was a bad sign.
So you wouldn't even start him?
No, I wouldn't have bought him, John.
Yeah.
Bad signing. He's proved to be a bad signing.
When I've actually watched him, and I've seen the stroll up, and I actually did sort of read in the paper, you do very rarely see Paul Pogba sprint. Everything's like a little in his own time, a little push here, get it back, a little flick. I've never seen any real urgency. And if you haven't got this sort of urgency in the old Premier League, I don't think you're going to last long.
Shamefully, I have, but it's for France.
I was going to say, since they won the World Cup, he's gone backwards.
Yeah. But I don't think
a lot of the French team weren't that great a team.
I think one thing's for sure is Ollie's on very tricky ground, and I think Pogba is even on. He's on a downhill slide into the river, I think, but we'll have to wait and see.
He's on such thin ice. He's going to be one of them little holes where you fish out of. He'll be fishing out of that hole.
All right. Nice to see Gareth Bale get on the score sheet the other night.
Yeah, with a nut. Yeah,
he done Mr. Sitton the right favour. 190 quid his bet came
well done, John.
It's 20, a round of applause, yeah.
Back in the black, aren't we?
170 quid profit.
Nice to do well for charity.
Yeah, we're winning a few quid.
Nice to do well for you about charity. You can redeem yourself.
I've got another treble this week. Don't worry about it.
You've got another treble. Stay posted.
Stay
posted.
I always bet the winners the night before. I bet Fulham again last night. Fulham.
Alan's 0-2. I'm 0-3. I've got two up.
You had a tickle. You had a tickle.
I got a small one. Yours was the Brucey bonus, an 8-1 treble.
8-1 treble,
which was good. Mine was more a sort of fight the four chance that sort of.
Remember that Beatles song? I'm a loser. Well, that's me on the end here. You know.
Well, let's talk about Gareth Bale.
Let's
talk about Gareth Bale. Right, he's come to Spurs. Jose is protecting him. He's not sort of starting him. He thinks he's not ready. He's giving him half an hour here, half an hour there. You can see he's not the Gareth Bale of good times at Real Madrid. He's still got everything, but he's just taken a bit longer to maybe do it.
Yeah. Physiologically, when you hit 30, you start to deteriorate slightly. I'm not talking as a thing like the general everyday man, but I'm talking from someone who studied it, gone into it in depth. As a footballer, you do start to pick up a few niggles, which he has.
Yeah.
But
do you think he's trained himself on the golf course?
Actually, with that swing.
Got the driver out.
Yeah, it's tough at the top, isn't it?
I don't play golf,
But he could still be the difference. I mean, that front three. I mean, you've got to get an early Friday night, and if you're facing that.
I mean, obviously they're in second spot now.
Yeah.
Which also say if you like carrying him 75-80%, you've got Song, you've got like Lucas. You got what's the other fella, Vincesi or something?
Yeah, I'm still thinking about Alan on Saturday.
Song
talking about.
Yeah, he weren't on Song.
Yeah.
Oh, my son, whatever.
Well,
but get back to Spurs. Let's get back to Jose. Do you think Jose's happy now at Tottenham?
Relatively, he knows it's an important year. They've got to get.
They got done in the European.
They've got to get something on the sideboard. My theory. I said to him, if you go back to the first two episodes, you said who for this. I said I fancy Spurs for the League Cup. Me and Alan were just having a coffee over there. Right, I nicked his biscuit. We had a coffee over there, and I said, I think it all.
Were you friends then?
The Europa. Where was all right over there?
Were you friends there?
We're going great over beyond that partition.
Listen, I've rung him every day. I've rung him every day. He said what he said. He's bang on. He said it's good. You've got to have that little bit of difference of opinion, but at the same time, he said we're going to have a cup of coffee afterwards and we have a laugh about it. Right? But I also happen to think, very quickly, I think the Europa League will come to North London. I think if they take it seriously and they want that bit of silverware on the sideboard, I'll make Arsenal, Spurs, the two.
They're going to get it off of my team, Seville.
Seville,
Seville, they're a proper outfit.
They got their name.
So do you think the chosen one is happy?
He seems to be at the moment. You know, when he ain't,
I'd be happy.
The toys come straight out the Prem, don't they?
I mean, it wasn't. Alan fancied Brighton the other day. In all due respect, they nearly did.
They were unlucky the other night, Brighton.
They give it their best shot. Which was unfortunately just not good enough at the time. The penalty, the VAR. Come on, we haven't slaughtered VAR yet. Did we got any VAR moves this week?
Well,
the two penalties.
I'll be honest with you. The two. I'm not happy with H there. I'm not happy with H or Son. I think they should be above that.
Salah had a little bit of a dive.
They were the West Ham one. I mean, all my West Ham pals, they're going Garrity.
Yeah. As you said, Moisey, when the guys put his arms up and said,
what's going on?
Give a penalty.
Yeah, I thought it was criminal, but at the end of the day,
because he seems to have got it right, Moisey. At the moment,
the three of us know there's no morals in football, Dom. There's no morals in football. At the end of the day, any margin, any edge you can get, you're going to try and get.
Yeah,
understand what I mean? Even when you've made the tackle, you scream at the ref out ball. When it's gone out for a throw-in, you've put the tackle, you're still going to scream out ball. You know what I mean? Because any little tiny edge that you can gain,
you're taking it.
You'll take it. But I think
you mean what you're saying? You cheat?
Well, everyone cheats up. Listen, no. It's about what they call it, gamesmanship. They call it professionalism. You can give it a name.
I think if someone makes, I look at it.
You know as well as I do. Any edge you can get, you're going to try and get. I know I did, and I know I would. You know what I mean? But I'm not happy. I think 8 should be above that, and the Son would have doing the Fosbury flop there on the. You know what I mean? And Salah, I was gutted for West Ham. They should have come away with a point.
No, they're playing well, the Hammers. All right, Scott Parker, you had a few quid on Fulham the other night. You watched the game.
Well,
my mate, as you always speak about, my old mate Mickey Conway, Gran Canaria, we'll be seeing you soon, Mick. Crazy Baggies fans.
They'll be seeing you soon, Mick.
Yeah,
they've bummed me.
They've bummed me.
Billy, no mates, didn't even get the SP.
But we'll be over there having a bit of sunshine, doing our little show from there with John on the old Zoom.
Yeah, freezing cold.
A good win for Scotty Parker, under a lot of pressure. Fulham. Did they play well? My mate said the Albion was so poor it was embarrassing.
They had an early chance here. They started off pretty well. Fulham started off sluggish. It wasn't until Fulham scored that it swung the game in their favor. Whoever scored first last night was going to go on and win it, I felt.
Yeah.
And whatever manager, it just put pressure on. He looked a bundle of nerves in the West Brom dugout. He's going to go, isn't he? He's out.
Well, it seems that way. He's had the ruck with the directors, the owners the other week when they let the fella go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
he's in the team, and all of a sudden, where is he? He's in Saudi Arabia. They haven't told him.
Yeah, he's entitled to.
And he's second from bottom.
Massively out of order, though, Don. You can't. This is what I'm saying. You can't.
Well, he wouldn't have done it at Jose, would they? They wouldn't have done it like.
But if they'd have won last night,
Pep Guardiola
Parker would have been in there. Parker would have been in the running. He'd have been close to for the next one out.
Yeah.
You know, Dyche ain't going to go, that's for sure. They're bottom, and he ain't going to go. They can't sack him. Otherwise, he'll nick them for every penny they got for what he's done over the last.
There won't be a lot of money in the way things are going there.
Well, they'll close the ground down. There will be lockdown. But no, it's after what Parker said about the director the other week, about he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know, he's in hot water.
But
if they had lost last night against West Brom, he would have been in on the dole.
I read a thing on Dyche today. Beg your pardon, yesterday, and he said what most coaches and managers will say. He implied that if you keep chipping away and doing the right thing, eventually it will come right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, football doesn't always work like that, which I'm living proof. Unfortunately, when you look at Scott, he's at all due respect, the previous regime, I think he's cleared up a mess there, got them promoted. They've done all the dough, so he ain't really had a lot of dough. They spent 140, was it last year? They spent 130 when they first come back up, and then they went back down again. I'm looking at West Brom. Who are they going to bring in? I mean, I know there's plenty of people waiting to walk in a dead man's shoes, even as low down as I was.
Well, I mean, they've got Charlie Austin there, the ex-QPR man. He's not even in the squad right now. Yeah. He's a forward. He's a penalty box player, Charlie. He's a penalty box player. That's what he is. With the balls in, he can get on the end of them. But if they're not doing that,
Jürgen said
he's a passer.
Billionaire up at West Brom, and they won't get anywhere.
No, they won't get out of it.
You know, I mean, they were never any good when they were half decent.
Well, they were good in the old Jeff Aston days.
That makes any sense.
When we got that result at Wembley, 2-0 behind, 1-3.
Absolutely.
And,
yeah.
Sorry, Mick. I know you beat us 6-1 a couple of years back, but there you go. So
that's fickle, isn't it? Football's fickle.
The Albion live to fight again. Fulham have got themselves on the win list. Long way to go, obviously, but you do see them both being down there for the duration, more or less, bottom 4, bottom 6. You can't really see them climbing out of that.
Well, it's the old story of you've got to beat the teams around you, isn't it? When you're down the bottom, and they started last night.
The old 6 points.
If they come fourth from bottom, they'll be delighted.
You've got the ones battling for the title. You've got the ones battling for Europa League. You've got the ones battling for mid-table mediocrity. And then you've got the relegation mob, the bottom 6, bottom 7 relegation mob. You've got 4 leagues within the division.
I have an opinion with this football the way it is now. Now, we spoke about, you can play Monday, you can play Saturday, Tuesday. I just think with everything now, a lot of the teams, like Burnley, who give everything, Sheffield United, who give everything. When they're playing passing teams against passing teams, they're not getting the ball, but they're still working real hard. And they're using a lot of energy. Now, they don't have big squads to bring quality players on to say, right, have a rest for 20 minutes, half an hour. They're never in 2-3-0 leads where
the management
bring people off.
That's where the management comes in.
But so I feel them sort of teams are at a disadvantage, as in they work on energy, they work on closing down, they work on tempo. All the tempo. And out, yourself, you get tired. I mean, look at Pogba, just out of breath. And he's just cruising around.
I know what you're saying, but they've had a couple of years of that, Don.
Yeah.
So I think they know how to manage it. I know what you're saying about them hitting the wall because they play an high energy game and the high tempo game and the closing down and the pressing. I don't think Chris Wilder's had enough credit for being innovative in terms of formation, etc. They've got enough in the locker. I think Sean Dyche got enough in the locker. For Burnley,
I would say that
Fulham,
they probably have.
I said totally wrong. Couldn't be more wrong if I tried with regards to Southampton.
Yeah.
But I thought, because at the time I thought they would be relying too much on Ings.
Well, they got that Ward-Prowse. Imagine them free kicks.
Ward-Prowse is cooking, absolutely playing magnificent.
I mean, if it was American football, you'd just be saying, get it to the 20-yard line and we'll take the kick because he never misses. Yeah. So the thing is, as a coach, you just got to say to your players, no fouls around.
Nonsense game, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Jack played well, I felt.
He done all right.
Yeah, I thought he was active a lot of times,
Nonsense game, though. I know coaches I played under, they've gone nonsense game. Happy with the 3 points, but nonsense game. As in, you're 4-0 up or 3-0 up, and then bump, and then they nearly give it through the 2 points.
Talk about a nonsense game. Leeds Leicester last night. Leicester have come into town.
Same old story, isn't it? 4-3s, 4-1s away. But it seems the away teams again are just scoring all the goals, isn't it? You know.
Well, there's no doubt without a home crowd to help the home team.
Vardy again last night.
I mean, I was just going to say that.
Incredible.
How can this guy, not bad for a 34-year-old,
Unbelievable.
he's got 2 goals. He's
you got, you know, you look at Pogba, he's out of breath, and you see Vardy, and you go, Christ Almighty, what's he doing, this fella?
Yeah.
Oh,
put the pair of them up together, and you've got like Lee Majors compared to him.
Yeah, he's magnificent athlete.
I felt watching. I didn't see all the game, to be honest, but I did watch, you know, large sections of it, and I just felt Leeds yesterday, you know, they were playing square balls 25 yards, and they were just bad passes. They were getting intercepted and attacked right away. And Leicester is one team you don't want to allow to have that situation. Yeah. Quick attack on you, counter attacks, because they're probably the best team in the league at the counter attack. And like obviously Jamie Vardy, he's having a party. You know, he's got 2. If he'd have stayed on, he'd have stayed on. He'd have got.
It's it.
Carry on.
We're back in the England fold. Then we said it at the weekend.
But I feel that, like, you know, Bamford missed an easy chance for Leeds. It could have been he headed straight at the goalkeeper. If that would have actually gone in, we might have had a different game. But I think you like them. Leeds have started well just the last couple of games.
Leeds will be all right. Leeds are a good side. You know, they're gonna. We've seen already the season's been laid out for us, really.
Right.
Everyone's beating everybody. You know, you just said about Tottenham are second in the league. Take the notice. Villa was second in the league last week. Everton were top of the league 2 games ago. Now they've lost 2, 3. They'll lose again. But you know,
I still maintain
this is going to be this is a lockdown season. It's going to be a crazy season, mate.
To a degree, but I'll maintain that normal service will be resumed.
You got to be happy. What's going on at the bridge now, aren't you?
Yeah,
they seem to have, you know, whatever way we want to say.
You're trying to say that Man City will win the league?
No, I just think like the usual suspects will be there or thereabouts. I'll tell you what, we'll see their credentials. That's a big one Saturday. City Liverpool.
Is that the game Saturday?
Massive game, isn't it? You've got United Everton, right? So we know the SP there. It could well be Ollie's last game.
Right?
Yeah. And then you've got City Liverpool, haven't you?
Let's talk about your old team, Chelsea.
At the bridge, yeah.
They've you know, they went to Burnley, they've scored 3. They did look in control for large parts of that game.
Yeah.
But not so much that. It's a clean sheet. The 2 games prior to, Seville clean sheet, Man United clean sheet.
Yeah.
Do you think he's getting it right, Frank, at the moment?
Yeah.
Well, they've got a decent goalie now, let's be fair.
Yeah.
Good point, Al. Yeah.
You know.
They're playing his old firm, aren't they? I think Rennes is where they got him from. They're playing
in Europe.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Well, he might let a couple in on that game, you know.
Oh, you know what? I said whoever they're in with a blinding shout, Dom. That's because whoever gets it right at the back.
No, we have
there's
goals
in every team. All the top Johnnies, there's goals galore in every team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they've had a big outlay with regards to forward-thinking players at the bridge.
Yeah.
But if they get it right at the back, like any of the top 5 or 6, they get it right at the back. So both ends of the football field, they get that right. They're in with a blinding shout.
But you and me, as defenders, Alan to a degree, we do want to have confidence in our keeper, don't we?
Yeah.
We do want that one where he's given us plenty of confidence. Not that one where you don't want to pass it back to him because you know it's going to be a mess up coming up here.
Could be, yeah.
You know, and I think that's obviously helped Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah.
As you said, Al, they've got a bit of confidence in that boy. To beat him, you're not beating him from 22 yards, and he's not letting any cheap things in. He seems to be organised at the back.
I'm looking away from the ball.
It's all about he's not making mistakes like the goalkeepers before him. They were all making.
But they were letting in goals from easy shots from 20, 25 yards, which hardly any keepers in the league leaked them in. And Chelsea were suffering from that.
Misplaced passes.
Trying to do something a bit clever, and someone charges in and gets it.
But on the other side of it, on Saturday, you see the first sign of what you were talking about when we was away. The first side of their attacking thing. The kid from
Ziyad, whatever his name is, on the wing. This fella, I'll tell you, can beat people in a telephone box. Yeah. He's got plenty going for him. Werner looks lively now, and I know. Well, we'll find one for him.
What about mermaids? Can he nutmeg a mermaid?
Believe me, he can turn. He gets them going all over the place. He's going to be a right weapon, and I think like Werner now, he's scoring reasonably regularly. and the other guy Havertz.
Very potent, very potent.
But who I'm impressed with, and I don't know whether you are, Chilwell. He's in the action all the time, this fella.
Yeah, I'm not being funny. It's one of them, what I call like almost a redundant position. He's got carte blanche to go and have a jolly up. You know what I mean? Yeah. The way Chelsea play.
But he does it well.
You've got the three centre-backs. They split across maybe the width of the box. The two full-backs high and wide. Mm-hmm. And what they do, when I see them against West Ham last year at the Bridge, what West Ham did really well to nick the 1-0 was the way they held their discipline. Because the full-backs go on, they try to like double up.
Yeah.
So they went from like 5 at the back to 2-3, and then it went to 3-4-3 like that, and then it gives the opposing fullbacks a massive problem because you've got two people more or less against you, unless you can start bossing people to come back. No, which obviously
are you in that?
No. I'm just saying. And you look at it now. They look far.
But I did feel with
organised with regards
the left back.
I must say they're not going to play Burnley every week. Let's get one.
No, but let's get it right.
Al, listen, I did say have it right. Give me a bit of credit here because you said the thing with Burnley, and I said, listen. The team talks a doddle. All Frank's got to do.
Hands up, mate.
Yeah. All Frank's got to do. We say we've got to match Burnley with their work rate, their discipline, their resilience. We've got too much in our locker. We've got too much class. Yeah. You knew that when you run out in your day. You know the opposition. If I can match them for the work, cover the grass, I know I've got too much class for my opposite number.
So hold on, Alan. Liverpool. What do we reckon? Are they back? As in back?
Yeah,
they got the kid from Wolves, Jota.
Yeah,
I mean, he's come on and saved them a couple of games, scored late goals.
It's how long they can hold out without Van Dijk. It's always going to be the.
But I mean, they have been struggling a little bit to sort of show that dominance, which like when they played Everton, I felt they had that dominance.
I think that's because they miss Van Dijk. Although he's a.
It's like you could see it. Body language.
Well, they miss him. They rely on his organisation and everything else.
Shoulders
not just in the back, but in midfield and everything else. He pulls everybody about and all that.
Yeah.
They ain't. And the fella that took over from him, they put in the back, Fabinho or whatever his name, played in midfield. He said, "I've got to get used to doing what he done." Now, this is no mean feat, mate. Yeah. He's got such a job on his hands.
Yeah. But I think the stress was so much he pinged his hamstring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've had a few injuries, and they're big injuries. When Liverpool have an injury to their major players, I mean, Mane, who you love, Mane was out for a few games. They looked a bit iffy in certain areas. All of a sudden, he comes back. He gets a few goals. He's involved in everything.
And you get a feeling, don't you, that he was 25 points in front last year. If we hadn't have had this pandemic, they'd have probably won the league by about 40 points. They were like a machine. They were flying. They were on a roll. And then they come back and they only needed one win to stitch it up. And now it's all seemed to have gone, the wheels have fell off a little bit.
And what do you think? We haven't really spoke about it too much, but I think it's time now about no crowds being there. I think it's getting difficult, harder and harder for people just to, I don't know. What do you think on that, John?
Massive impact. I think it's had a massive impact.
I mean,
it's allowed, like Alan said earlier.
The away teams getting big results.
Having a tickle. Yeah, going away and having a tickle because it's not, the advantage, like a level.
I mean, we've all played in front of huge crowds.
Yeah.
And I must be honest, it gets a bit intimidating when you're walking out there. You've hit one, the referees, the fans are on your back. Yeah. It's a whole different game, isn't it?
Well, I mean, what odds would you get Manchester United having 2 games at home and not scoring?
Yeah,
it's unheard of, really. Yeah. No matter what team they put out at Old Trafford.
And not winning.
If there's 72,000 people they get there at home.
Yeah.
Even no matter how bad they are, they'd always score. If you're picking both teams to score.
Yeah.
I mean, we said last week, I was going to have the 8 teams last week to score. And they were the only one out of the 8 teams that didn't score against Arsenal, Manchester United.
Yeah.
Now, they would be the first team on your sheet, even if they get beat 3-1. Even when they got beat 6, they scored.
You think they would put one in the net?
Yeah. But I'm putting that basically down to years ago when they were getting 72,000. Well, a couple before the lockdown, they were getting 72,000. They couldn't. There's no way they couldn't not score with 72,000 people in the ground.
Yeah, that's led to what is it now? 6 without a win, isn't it?
Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Now we got.
That's why he's got to go, John.
Yeah, you might be right.
We got the games
you
tonight.
Might well be right. Yeah.
We're going to have a 20 quid charity bet apiece from Sports Funding Initiatives, SFI, Colin Howe. Thank you, Colin, for all your support.
Well done, guys.
We got the games Atlanta versus Liverpool, Man City, Olympiacos, Chelsea v Reims. Can you pronounce that one? Bakashir v Man United?
No, good luck.
Arsenal v Man.
What's that, the Turkish firm?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
Turkish
Turkey. Yeah, oh, you knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
And Spurs v Ludogorets.
Has it got to be in Europe, Tom?
No, you bet whatever we like. So we're going to have a £20 each charity bet. We'll think of who we're going to do, but I think
I'm going with the same three.
Who are you going with?
How about that?
What are your three?
Right, listen to this.
Come on in.
You know, my treble come up, won't it? Chelsea at Burnley.
Yeah.
Right, the Arsenal at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Right, and Spurs at under Brighton.
Can we stand up and give him a clap now?
Thank you.
Let's give him a
should.
clap.
Oh,
Come on,
he ain't standing up.
give him a clap.
This week, I'm going to go the same again. I'm going to go Arsenal. I'm going to go Arsenal to beat Aston Villa on Sunday.
Arsenal beat the Villa.
I'm going to go Spurs to beat West Brom on Sunday.
Spurs to beat West Brom.
I'm going to go Chelsea to beat Sheffield United on Saturday.
Chelsea to beat Sheffield United.
So the London boys again, same firm.
You won't be getting 190 quid for this one.
All right,
You got the three home teams. I think you're probably you might get free to win the treble. That's enough though. A winning bet's a winning bet. No.
As long as it home.
Yes. Yeah. They're looking to maybe
yeah,
get a few big ones on the
when
thing.
you say a winning bet, right? I'm going to go West Ham to beat Fulham. So a 4-timer this week. just to throw a grenade in, right? And
Well, I know one thing for sure. One London team's going to win this week, unless it's a draw. West Ham Fulham.
I'm going for a 4-timer.
A 4-timer.
I'm going Charlie big time
for 6. Alan, have you have a little look at this weekend? Let's have a look at that.
I've not even looked at the fixtures because it's a Tuesday and I don't start warming up till Thursday.
He don't warm up till Wednesday.
Right, so we got Saturday's games.
It's like his playing days. He has a massage and a sauna Monday. He has a massage and a sauna Tuesday. He has a massage and a sauna Wednesday. Comes out for a 5-a-side Thursday. Practice match Friday. And then shreds them Saturday.
Yeah.
You have a little look at that for a minute. There's Saturday's games. I'm going to Saturday, by the way. Norwich and QPR away.
Well, I'm red hot.
Both teams to score. That's
Good luck,
my
Millwall.
bet.
Good luck, Millwall tonight.
Who the Lions got tonight?
Norwich, away to Norwich. They've got to get back on track after having a little blip at home.
I mean, the 1-1 game the other week where you had them to win for your treble that day.
Lenny let down.
They played Blackburn, I think, if I remember right.
Right,
Went 1-0 down and then all of a sudden pulled one back. I thought they had enough time to go and roar on.
Yeah, then they won. Then they get beat. You know what I mean? So now they've got to get back on track. They've got to try and nick a point at Norwich tonight, I think.
Yeah.
If they're at it, they will do.
Yeah, all right.
They've got to be at it. But
well, give us a
good
shout
luck, the Lions.
You're ready out.
Well, there's a couple of early games which are like a gambling game. I like Atletico Madrid away from home at the Locomotive on that
When's this?
tonight.
So you want to go tonight? Oh, Locomotive. So you fancy Atletico Madrid, was it?
Yeah, and Shakhtar to beat Russia and Mönchengladbach. They're the 2 6:00 games, and that's where my money's going.
Shakhtar.
Shakhtar
Donetsk.
to beat
Donetsk.
Mönchengladbach.
Borussia Mönchengladbach. See, I can pronounce that one.
That's because you're a little bit German, and you're Scottish German.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant. Yes.
Yeah.
So Atletico
Over
Madrid
zeros.
to win. Shakhtar Donetsk to win. That's your 20 quid's worth.
Got to
Right.
be one of the most.
So we got them
podcasts.
free for Colin Howe and Sport Fund Initiative. Don't forget about Wave, our taxi group here. Got a new concept coming out. Keep your eyes on them.
Thank you.
No, thank you. But I want to talk. I want to. Yeah. I want to talk about something that's close to our hearts. Last week, obviously, it was a bad week. We lost Nobby Styles. Then it was released on the media by Bobby Charlton's wife that Sir Bobby's been diagnosed with dementia. Now, that's joined the long list of ex-players who've actually died of it.
Yeah.
And even current players who are having to live with it, you know, of which my good mate Stan Bowlesy and Alan's mate, our good friend Chris Garland. Frank Worthington's not well with the situation. There's a lot of guys out there. Now, we don't really know, you know, this situation, people who have to look after them, it's really just an horrendous time for everybody. So we know it's very difficult. And I think the question is, are the FA doing enough to sort of like look into this fully and see is there a connection with football. We were speaking earlier regarding the heading of the ball and stuff. It's a real I delicate area.
I think the odds of it being football related is phenomenal, because we, as we said over there,
minimal? You don't think?
Yeah. I think it's very minimal. It's these Nobby Styles. He was only small Nobby when he wasn't known to head the ball. I can't understand.
Well, Stan never really had too much in the heading department. Martin Peters.
Was there something similar recently? Peter Bonetti
had it. He never had that. Me most certainly never had it as a goalkeeper. It's scary, isn't it? It's coming to football. I mean, are they just? Did this happen years ago or not? I don't know.
But I mean, I think what it was years ago, people didn't really know.
It's a good point, Al.
People didn't really know, did they?
Yeah. They commissioned the study. I think she'd done a lot. Dawn Hassel,
right?
Daughter.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She did. Yeah.
Alan Shearer done the documentary on it.
He did as well.
The thing, contrary to what Alan said, the overwhelming statistic is you're 3 point something times more likely as an ex-footballer to cop.
Well, I know, for instance, loads of boxers have it. I think they're the number ones who actually in the sporting industry.
You can understand that. I mean, Ali was
maybe American footballers who keep getting hit. On the helmets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is, can the Football Association do a bit more? What way can they do a bit more? I don't know. They could have
they tried to prove
the Alzheimer's Dementia Day. So it's about raising money, isn't it? It's about scientists getting money to do this. It's about coming up with a solution.
I think more the PFA.
Or the PFA, John.
I'm totally. I think he's gone back there now. I was totally in agreement with Clark Carlisle. And now the whole thing needs revamping, it needs restructuring, it needs reorganising.
Yeah.
And one of the things that needs restructuring and reorganising is what they do for ex-players.
Yeah.
Because unless you pick the phone up and you're literally like I was on the mat.
Yeah.
Spark out on the mat. You know what I mean? And bless him, he was there at the time, and I found him one of the best to deal with. Mick Maguire.
Yeah, Mick was in the England youth team. They helped me when I was. They helped me when I was going through a bad time. So I don't have any issues with PFA at all.
Great man. No.
But I just think it just seems to be happening a bit more. Like lots of the 66 winning team have fallen by with this condition.
Yeah.
We're all at an age, or Alan and myself. You're a bit younger than us, but we're coming up towards our 70s.
I'm not much younger.
No, I know we look younger.
I must
you got it in before I did. He got it in before I did.
I must say, when after you and I went up and see Stan and he come back, I frightened the life out of me. I didn't want to go, did I?
No.
You took me into going. It had nothing to do with Stan. I love Stan.
Yeah.
But I didn't think I could handle it, and I handled it all right. And then we had the double whammy of Frank turning up, Frank Worthington, who we both love.
Yeah.
But I come home and then I think about it most nights when I go.
It's a reality check.
Well, I go to bed and since I see Stan, it frightened the life out of me. I would say the bar of him for half an hour, kept doing was smiling at me. I didn't know why he was smiling.
Yeah.
And I go to bed every night and I think, is it around the corner?
Yeah.
So
I think
I never hit the ball, so it didn't matter to me. I couldn't.
I used to duck all the time. Yeah.
No, I used to duck. I wouldn't have the ball. It's called football, not handball.
It went from 5'10" to 5'4".
So I think what we probably would like to see is the PFA, the association, getting involved, coming up with something that we're going to sort of say, well, look, in the later years, because if we're talking about the guys here, but a lot of times it might be the players' wives who have got it, and it's just so difficult to look after them and so difficult to deal with this situation. It's a huge mental issue, problem.
Extended family.
I had it a little bit when I was playing. I used to forget to go home.
Yeah, that was you've got no vodka. It's only old sparkling water.
But it's something that it's such a grey area again where.
But I think every PFA,
club, Gordon Taylor's going to say, well, there is no proof of because they look after players.
The proof is simple to me. There's too many people getting it now, and there's too many sporting people getting it. That basically, are they
bringing it up?
I don't know
of their fame.
Well, I don't know. Obviously, high-profile people like Sir Bobby, it's everywhere. It was like when Barbara Windsor got it, Babs. It was everywhere. You know, when Stan got it, it was out there, but not as big as them, but it was still out there. Chrissy Garland, Frank, and other people.
Well, they stuck it on Sean Connery the other day, but they didn't know. And then I'd see Jackie Stewart on telly yesterday talking about his mates with Sean Connery. He didn't mention nothing about dementia and all that. So he just hadn't been well for a long time. Yeah. But he was 90.
But as Sir Bobby's wife said, she wanted to make it public in order to try and help other people who were having this situation, that like they're not on their own, that everybody's trying to do something. So I think that whatever way something gets done, I would like the PFA or whoever it is in charge of football to try and say, right, let's have a Alzheimer's Dementia Day. Everybody wears whatever for it, and we raise money for it. So these people
awareness.
Yeah, exactly, John. Yeah. So these people have got a chance. And the one thing I'd say as well, from your point of view and my point of view, not so much John's, obviously, we're single guys. If you get this stuff and you're single, you are in for a horrible, horrible end of your life. Where really and truly, that's where you need the help. So I think all these things should be taken into consideration, should be assessed, and there should be help there. And if we're ex-footballers, maybe the PFA, the people that can offer the help for us.
Yeah, I mean, don't count your chickens, though. The way I've behaved over the years, my missus have put me out with a recycling. We've got
your son Jack will look after you. Don't worry about that.
He'll look after me.
He'll look after you. Give us the thumbs up over there, Jack. Yeah. Or was that the thumbs down, Jack?
Thumbs up.
Well, anyway, look, this has been our base. This has been home. The Grosvenor Gloucester Road Casino for the last 6 weeks. We'd like to thank the management, all the staff. Everyone's been fantastic here.
Looks after
Assam Ali's been great. We are having to, like everybody, go into lockdown now for a month. The casino's closed, so we won't be back in here till early December. But Alan and myself, we're lucky enough to be going away tomorrow. Alan's going to do a little bit of light training. You know, I'm going to do a bit just to keep going.
You should do.
Yeah, I'm putting a bit of weight on, John, yeah. And we're just going to carry on our podcast Zoom situations. Yeah. Mr. sitting at home in London looking after Jack and the crew. There's me and Alan out there. So you're not going to miss everything. We might do a couple a week or even, maybe 3 or 4, John.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
So we get everybody active. We're going to have a bit of fun. So look, keep looking at our little feeds here and there. So you're going to get a time when we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We will do it. We will be having a bit of fun to keep you all going during the lockdown. So support us and stay safe out there. Look after everybody. And let's all get over this together. Yeah. Thank you.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Well done, mate. We'll skip it again.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.